I mean, I think anytime you lose a close one like that, it's obviously frustrating. Um, you can say we dominate, but then you look at the mistakes that lead to their goals. So there's areas of improvement for sure.
Sam, the line changes in the third period. How much do you think that helps spark you guys to get that rally going?
I think our gap was better. We were on our toes. That probably why we had the puck a little bit more, and then natural instinct might be to sit back a little bit with a lead.
Looking, you guys know how close playoff series are. To kind of lose two close ones like this, is that something you guys can recover from?
Absolutely. That's all what it's about, recovering mentally, physically, everything at this time of year. So that's what the rest of this night's for. Move on, refocus tomorrow, and you'll see what we can do better.
You mentioned the mistakes that you guys made tonight. I mean, the shorthanded goal, the one that really probably frustrates you the most. And yet, how did you recover from it?
I think you saw how we recovered from it. On our toes a little bit more, had a little bit of urgency. I thought we minimized their chances. Our gap was better, so we need that same intensity.
When you get 4 goals on Shesterkin, I mean, that must help you as far as confidence in scoring against him. What do you think of that, of just the way you offensively were able to kind of get some goals on him?
I mean, there's a number of factors. I think defense is always our first instinct. That's where our focus is. And the rest usually solves itself. So that's what our focus is, trying to get better, trying to regroup and focus on the defensive side of the puck a little bit more next game.
I mean, what do you guys tell each other, after a loss like this, and then knowing that you have a game right now on Tuesday?
That's the way you want it. You want to get back out there. But it's important to recover physically at this point. Mentally, it's a grind. Everyone knows that. But the better you can recover the next 24, 48 hours, the better off you're going to be. So that's where we're at.
For you personally, does a couple of goals there after a stretch where it hasn't really been going for you lately kind of help your confidence individually even through all this?
Good. No, this time of year, like I said, we're a defensive-minded team. That's where our success is built on. The rest usually takes care of itself.
On your second power play goal, on your second power play goal, going towards Barkov on that, were you looking just was that?
Clear, I wasn't looking off the skating end, that's for sure.
Right, I mean,
yeah, obviously not happy with the end result, but I think there are some good things in the game that we can take to the next game, and all we gotta do is recover now and move on.
That third period, what spark did you see when Paul changed the lines?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to create something different, and I guess it worked for us in the third period, and we got going, and we just moved better and compete a little better.
Emotionally, like when you have such a one-sided period, I mean, shot attempts for like 40-10 in the third, and you don't put them away. I mean, is there an ominous feeling coming into the dressing room going overtime?
No, I think we were down 4-2, and we came back, and we were all pumped up, excited, and I mean, there are some good things in the game for sure that we can take in the next game.
Obviously, losing one overtime game is tough. Losing back-to-back overtime games has got to be harder. How do you guys move forward from this game?
In playoffs, it doesn't really matter how you lose. If you lose 6-1 or in overtime, it's still a loss. And so yeah, we just have to manage ourselves now and take care of ourselves, recover well, and move on.
Sasha, do you expect this to still be a grind-out series?
Yeah, for sure. It's a tough series. They're a really good team. They won the regular season for a reason. They make plays. They create chances. They're really good. So it's a challenge for us, and we accepted it, and we got to work hard. Obviously, now we're down 2-1. We gotta look what we can do better and where we can be a little better in our areas of the game. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How tough was the sequence where you gave up the shorthanded goal? I mean, that was a big chance, but yet you still recover and tie it.
Yeah, you don't want to give up those. Obviously, we know they always go on a penalty kill, even penalty kill. So we got to be ready for that.
What was the feeling down 4-2 here after the second period?
I think we were not down. We were not frustrated. Nothing. Obviously, we know we needed to play a lot better than we were. So I think we responded well in the third, but that's it.
Just some coverage losses on some of their goals. Like you guys dominate so much, but it seems like they get one chance and get it in the net sometimes.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. Like when you have the puck a lot in offensive zone, and you think like, okay, we've had the puck so much that maybe they're not gonna go in offense now, and all of a sudden they go. But there's a reason they're a good team, so you got to be aware of that.
When you get this far in a series, to be able to bounce back. I mean, you guys have got Tuesday, you got Game 4 here Tuesday. How does that help you guys a little bit to get over this quickly?
For sure, we want to play as quickly as possible, but we know the game is on Tuesday, and all we can do right now is recover and think about the next one, move on from this one.
It was a tight game. Obviously, we don't want to give that much ahead for them, but good comeback, good battle all the way to the end. We had our chances in the third, but today we weren't able to score the last goal.
Did you feel like that third period you had them on the ropes there after you tied it? Or?
Yeah, I felt like it in the end. You know, we had a lot of the puck and had some good chances. Just wasn't able to score there, but good battle. We're gonna learn and start focusing on the next game.
How do you feel like the line changes? Have you sparked things there in the third, and do you think that's something you can build off of heading into Game 4?
Yeah, we all been playing with each other through the whole year, so wasn't really a big surprise or anything new. You know, we've been changing the lines a lot during the season, and you know, it's sometimes you want to try something new and see if that can give you a spark to the team. And I don't know, today it was a good comeback. As I said, you know, we battled hard. Unfortunately, we weren't able to score the last goal.
And how frustrating is it to lose back-to-back games here where you've controlled play for a large portion of it and just didn't get the result?
Yeah, I mean it's not fun for sure. It's playoff, you know. You have to look through the game and then move on. You know, it's a long series and you can't get stuck into one game or one situation. You know, you need to move on, and that's what we're gonna do now.
Thanks, Lenny. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll start front right with Jamison.
Well, Coach, in a game like that, how do you maybe weigh what you guys did in the third with the domination versus them being maybe an opportunistic bunch on the other side?
We'll take the parts of the game that we think we can improve on. We'll look at those. We'll take up parts of the game that we like a lot, try to manufacture more of it, keep some perspective onto the final score in the last two or overtime games, and one very tight. And tonight there was a little more action, certainly by us. So count it for what it is and make sure we understand the accounting of the series is 2-1 and get after it.
Left side, second row.
You talked about a lot more action from you guys that third period after you changed the lines. What did you see that helped with that spark, and just what led to the changes there?
Yeah. Just a different look by certain players. I just thought that you find the guys that are going partway through the game, and sometimes you got to pull them together. And we flipped Verhaeghe with Barkov and Bennett over the last 2 years. That kind of continues. You're just looking for a little jump, a little speed on that line, and we had some guys that were going. Just wanted to give them a better chance, get them out there when I could.
Front left, Mike.
Paul, emotionally, when you do have a period like that in the third and you can't, you come back, but you can't put them away, especially the last 5 minutes where they were trying to almost ice the puck to the end of regulation. Like, how do you emotionally recoup, and do you think there was a sag?
No. Like I think we got fairly dominant there toward the end, and then it came out even. Get a chance off the first rush, the puck. So then the game goes back to normal, kind of. I think when you hit that, I didn't feel a sag. You got the adrenaline, you've got the jump, you got the crowd behind you, and you get a real hard push there. Going from 2-4 to 4-4 is, I don't know that we should expect to win the game outright in that third period just because we played real well. You know, our expectation at home is that we can keep it to 2 and maybe 3 that we give up, not 4. At the same time, I don't know how many pucks we put to the net. Lord knows we left most of our offense off shin pads or wide of the post, right? I don't know what the numbers were, but I'm going to bet we had more block shots and probably missed shots to be close to the number we got to the net. So there's a lot of fertile ground there for us to mine to get to.
Front left.
Anytime you lose an overtime playoff game, it seems to be a gut punch, but are there degrees to that? Because this one kind of, Game 2, New York was a better team in overtime, but you guys were better 3 through 4.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never felt too jolly after any overtime wins. You're just grumbly, and then there'll be a break point for me, afternoon game, either late tonight or early in the morning. You sit down and get back to work, and you map out a plan out.
Front right.
Paul, what did you make of the Trouba hit and the decision not to give it a major?
I think I got enough on my plate. I'm not gonna do any refereeing or player safety tonight. I'll just stick with the coaching.
Sam Reinhart said, if you guys are a defensive team at heart, do you feel like you need to maybe tighten some things? And you obviously dominate so much in the opposite zone, but there's some things, maybe some breakdowns you need to clean up.
Yeah, I don't think they're overly repeatable or repetitive, sorry. The 2 rush goals are, one's a simple miss for us, I think, and the second one, I have a harder time describing it to you. It's not a systemic issue that they just went coast to coast on you. We missed the first check. We sat in the middle instead of pushing over, and then we ended up with 2D jammed dead-footed. So it's not, I'm not feeling that certainly not extended zone time in our end of the ice. They beat us off the rush, overtime game winner. We got a puck in behind us last game. Don't think there's much there. I don't feel, and I would think the analytics may bear, I don't feel that there is a glaring area where we are being offensively dominated in this series, or, hey, just clean that one up.
Take one more question back left.
Paul, obviously these guys have their own ways of handling games like this, but how do you make sure they keep their heads up, and what was your overall message to them after a loss like this?
Yeah, sometimes you want to keep the growl. A lot of times in the playoffs, it's about making sure that you keep that energy full, that you cut off your losses, that you let it go. Then there's times you want to keep it and eat it and let it burn for a while and find a different kind of energy source. So I think you put up whatever we put up tonight, and you don't come away with the win. You should be a little growly.